Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Atlanta Thrashers franchise mode here in NHL 21. So I know it's been a while since we've had an Atlanta episode, and it was because if you guys didn't keep tabs on the community tab, basically my Series X was having problems for basically like the last few days. I didn't send it to Microsoft to get repaired, and well, they sent me back a console as a replacement. Now, this console was also a refurbished console, and they said it worked fine and that it should work. So I plugged it in, I updated it, everything was fine so far at that point. But then afterwards, it was turning off after like 5 to 10 seconds of me turning on. So this console also had a problem. So I literally just had to ship that back to Microsoft again to get another replacement for my replacement. So the process is a little bit tedious right now, but luckily enough, I do still have my Xbox One, so I am able to record off that. So that's what we're going to be doing for our last few episodes of our Atlanta series and our Detroit series, is recording off my Xbox One, and we'll get back to Xbox Series X stuff when we get to NHL 22 on the 7th, because that's when there is going to be a trial that comes out. Now, I want to let you guys know before we actually get into this episode that I do have a poll out for our first ever franchise mode for NHL 22, so go vote on that if you haven't already. I did post that on the community tab a couple of days ago. You guys would have seen it. But yeah, basically that's the case on that front. And also, this is the final off season of the series because we are only having 3 episodes left before we get into NHL 22 stuff. So this will be a full off season video, and then I plan to do a full season simulation in the next episode, and then afterwards it'll be a full playoff simulation. So there's only 3 episodes left of this franchise mode, which really sucks, but at the same time, I'm really excited for NHL 22 and getting into that content. And that's same with our Detroit series. Is we're right near the end. We only have 3 episodes left of that as well. MLB episodes will continue back up once I get my Series X back, because the version of MLB I have is only good for Series X, and I don't really feel like downloading the Xbox One version when I'm not going to be using an Xbox One after like next week or something like that. So anyways, that's enough of me rambling. Let's get into a comment that I had from over a week ago, because I haven't recorded an episode of our Atlanta series in over a week. It's from HawksFan88. He says the 2016 final was actually 1 year off in the simulation, which I didn't actually even realize that when I was recording this, because I did say the Penguins won around this point in time, but I forgot that the Penguins played the Sharks in the Stanley Cup Finals like they did in this. So that's actually kind of interesting how that actually happened. So pretty neat. And then also, I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, I think that was it. There was comments on other videos, like on my channel update video, that I'd like to address, that say that I should do Madden videos. I don't think I'm going to be able to do Madden this year because of the fact that apparently franchise mode is still broken and they don't really add a lot to it. So I don't know if I'll ever get to doing some Madden videos on this channel, but thought I would just bring that up on here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to bring up. So yeah, anyways, let's get into this final off season of the series, and hopefully we could win a Stanley Cup in our final season in this, not this episode, but this final season that we have coming up. So let's sim up to the draft. This is going to be a bit slower than on Series X, so bear with me and bear with the old gen speed, because old gen is not that good. And holy crap, Tampa just jumped up from 15 to 1. That's like 0.1% odds to do that, so I don't know how they did that. But Tampa has the first overall pick, followed by Anaheim, Columbus, Vancouver, and Philadelphia. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to have any retirements. I don't think so. I feel like we're going to have more retirements in our Detroit series, but I don't know for sure that yet, because I haven't recorded that episode yet, but I will be doing that soon. So, who's going to retire this year in 2030? What is it? I don't even remember what year it is, but Marian Hossa retires in Columbus, which is kind of weird. Former Atlanta Thrasher in real life, but he didn't play for Atlanta in this. Pavel Datsyuk retires at Toronto. Mark Savard, our former player, actually, way back in year 1 and whatnot. He had a pretty good career with Colorado. He also played 1 year in Buffalo, well, part of 1 year in Buffalo. But yeah, really good player. He retires at 37. Jan Bullis, Richard Zenek, so a couple former Habs, Pascal Dupuis. A lot of good names, actually, in this retirement class. Marco Sturm. Nico Captain, who also played with Atlanta in real life. I don't remember if we had him at one point or not. Patrick Stefan retires, our former player. Retiring as a Cup champion with the Pittsburgh Penguins, actually. Thomas Caberlet. Yeah, there is some really good retirements. Fisher and Chera also retires, so former player of ours, Mike Fisher, because we had him for a little bit. Yeah, this is a really good retirement class. And yeah, this game definitely does feel a lot slower on old gen. So weird going back to old generation consoles. Well, current gen, I guess, technically to an extent as well, but... And yeah, that's pretty much all the retirements for forwards. What about goalie-wise? Thomas Fokun is the best goalie to retire, followed by Evgeny Nabokov, who was a really good goalie with San Jose in this, but obviously Marc-Andre Fleury took over the role as starting goalie. And yeah, Nabokov eventually left for Minnesota. He also played in Edmonton and St. Louis and in the AHL a couple of seasons ago, I think that was. Abisher, Biron, Robert Esch. Mika Kiprusoff also retires. Not as good as he was in real life, but still cool. Nornan, Telquist, and that's pretty much it. So I don't think we lost anybody. Let me just check to make sure. Let's see, Atlanta Thrashers. No, we did not lose anybody, which is good. And more than likely, we won't lose anybody by the end of the series as well. Okay, so coach retirements. Did we lose anybody? No, we did not. What about in the AHL system? No, we didn't. Okay, good. Perfect. But yeah, this is so much slower than current gen. My god. I hate it how bad it is like on Xbox One by comparison to Series X, because Series X is so fast. Like even the menus seem like they're like kind of lagging a bit. But anyways, let's get into this draft and then we'll get into the re-sign stage and free agency all in this episode. So I don't really even know what we were looking at the draft at the end of the last episode, but we will take a look at the draft class just to see what we could go after. We were knocked out in the first round, which means we're not going to have a good pick, really. So we're probably going to end up just getting stuck with like a top 6 forward or a top 4 defenseman or maybe even a top 6 D or a top 9 forward, which would not be good. Yeah, I don't really even care what we take, to be honest, as long as it's something decent that the team could build up around when we're gone, pretty much. So let's see what Tampa takes at number 1. They're going to take Cowan, who is a medium franchise, 79. So not a high overall for a franchise out of the gate, but still a really good pick for Tampa Bay, especially considering they moved from 15 to 1. So that's really nice for them. Anaheim at number 2 is going to take Evans, who's a 78 playmaker. Columbus at 3 is going to take Curry, Kimo Curry. Interesting, 79 two-way forward, so as good as the first overall pick. Vancouver is going to take Mancari, who's a defensive defenseman, and Philadelphia is going to take Finnerty, who's another two-way forward. Not a bad start for the draft. Let's see what we can get at number 24. Hopefully we can at least get a top 6 forward. Not that any of these guys you guys are going to be seeing any of these players play in our franchise mode, unfortunately, because this is the last offseason. But I probably will try at some point to sim out the rest of this and maybe update you guys on Twitter about it. But I don't know if I'll ever go back to NHL 21 after playing 22, because who knows, 22 might be a really good game. Still hoping that there is roster sharing. So, the scouts are recommending us a defenseman, which I think is not a bad option to do. But both these defensemen, I don't really know much about. Troy Dowell is the only thing. This guy's got some decent shooting, maybe in puck skills. This guy looks like a 7th defenseman, which would not be good. Man, this is so slow. Holy crap. I'm used to being this being a lot faster. The scouts are recommending us these guys. Do I trust our scouts? Not fully. I kind of feel like this guy could be a pretty good player, but he doesn't really have good stats. I think I'm just going to go with Troy Dowell. Might as well get a defenseman. Hopefully he's a top 4, though. And he is a top 4, 65 two-way defenseman, so not a bad pick. This guy probably would make it out at some point, I would assume. But you never know. But still, that's a decent pick. But yeah, this is so much slower than it is on the Series X. It's like noticeably slower. I'm going to complain about this a lot during these last few videos because, man, when you go to a next-gen console, you guys will see a difference completely. Like, it is just so nice by comparison in terms of speed, just going through these menus. I don't really even care who we pick. I might just take this grinder, you know what? We'll just do that. But yeah, I might auto-sim the rest of this draft soon because, like, this doesn't really matter for you guys personally because we could trade away some of these prospects in our final season, but, like, you guys aren't going to see any guys get to the NHL. This guy looks pretty decent for a 19-year-old. How about Gortz? Gortz actually looks pretty good. Yeah, we're going to take Matt Gortz here. The low top 6. 63 overall, that's pretty good. That guy might end up making it at some point. And then we will take, I don't really know, maybe a low top 4 defenseman. Kohane Book. He doesn't really look that great though. Mateo Sexton we don't know anything about. We might just go with Ulf Lundstrom. Yeah, we'll just do that. Even though he's 19, might as well. But yeah, this is noticeably slower. I don't know if you guys could tell in the video, but this is, like, it takes a while to load stuff on this. Like, you see how it just loaded like that? Yeah, like, the next-gen consoles would load that, like, instantly. Ooh, Clifford looks actually pretty good. Yeah, we'll take him. He looks actually not that bad. And he's a low top 9. Damn, I thought he would be like a low lead or something. He looked actually pretty decent based on those stats. Only a couple more picks left in our final draft of this franchise mode. The most important part is probably going to be free agency, but I don't even really know if we're going to sign much because our team should have went farther than the first round this year, but obviously the Penguins just were too good and then they went on to win the cup, so... Gonchar got dealt to the Penguins, actually. Is that Sergei Gonchar that got dealt? Because if Sergei Gonchar just got dealt to the Penguins are going for a repeat. Wait, did we not have a 7th round pick? Yeah, we don't have a 7th round pick. Okay, that's fine with me. So our final draft is done. So we got Dowell, Gustafson, Gortz, Lundstrom, Clifford, and Schultz. Don't think it was that bad of a draft. I mean, Dowell and Gortz are probably the best picks. Gustafson's okay. The rest of them are shots in the dark, but I'll just take it. Now we got to get into our final re-sign stage, which I'm probably going to try and re-sign everybody because I think we need most of these players back again because I feel like our team could definitely go for another cup run in the final season. But unsigned wise, we should give a contract to this Samuelson dude because he's a 72 at 19, so I'll just do that. And then everybody else I don't think I'm going to give a contract to just yet. RFA wise, let's get everybody back on long-term deals that I want back, like Conley. I'll give him what he wants for now, see if he wants to accept that. Most of these guys should accept, I would assume. I'm going to end up qualifying most of these AHL guys, though, like I tend to do a lot. We might have to let go of some AHL players to make room for younger guys, but that's okay. I usually qualify all the RFA ones, and then the UFA ones, I let go of a couple of them. So, qualified all of them, that's good. And goalie-wise, there's nobody there. UFA-wise, let's go to the bottom of this list. So, low top 9, that guy's not going to pan out. Bottom 6 forward, no, not really. No, you're 22 already. 20, medium top 9, that's not bad. We'll sign you. And then we'll also sign Harrison. Blackburn. Yeah, I'll probably let go of a couple of people in the AHL. And Glenn and Langdon as well, I guess, because he's a 73 at 22. And then we'll let go of a couple of these guys like Hanula. Yes, we'll let go of Martins, Ladikainen. Just free up some space pretty much down there. I'll let go of Wong as well. And Easton Hillen's probably going to want a one-way deal, right? Yeah, he does. I might try and sign a coin back for the AHL, but he wants a one-way deal, which is a little weird. Let's go to the top of this list for our UFAs and give Malkin a long-term deal. I don't really care how much I'm paying these guys. I think we got to bring back Don Merritt for sure that we traded for. See if he'll accept that. I just got to take advantage of this fact that there's no cap. But I think most of these guys I would bring back anyways, regardless of how much they want. Yeah, like I'm going to sign Jalen Wall to a 7-year deal just to end this franchise mode with most of these players still here. Even if I'm overpaying some guys, it's okay with me. Yeah, a lot of these guys are getting a lot of money. Like, if I had a cap space max, I would be overpaying a lot of people on this team. But that's okay with me. And probably okay with you guys as well, because screw the last little bit of the realism. I am going to let go of some of our AHL goalies, because we got Hornquist in. I think we'll let go of Lapierre, but he's probably going to end up wanting to get a one-way deal. And we'll give him a one-way deal, and I'll get rid of Pino as the backup, and that's good. Let's advance today, see if we get all those dudes. Hopefully Malkin accepted, because Malkin's the big one. And yes, he did. Okay, so we just got to get Wolski and Hillen back. And in RFA-wise, all those guys are qualified, which is good for us. How about UFA goalie-wise? UFA goalies are good too. Perfect. And yeah, we'll just give you a little bit more. I don't really care. Easton Hillen could probably be a depth option for us this season. And we'll give a little bit more to Wolski. That's good. They should accept that. And let's advance today, see if we get those two dudes. We did. So basically we have 36 contracts, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and that's it. So we have 44 contracts. So we do have room for 6 players. Let's take a look at what we have going into the next season. And then we'll take a look at what's available for free agency and see if we actually want to sign anything. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Technically 11, I guess. 12, 13, 14, 15. I think we're good in terms of forwards. And then defensively, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, we haven't really utilized Guggenot that well, but whatever. It's okay with me. Sedin's almost NHL ready as well. But yeah, I think we're good on the defensive front. We're good goalie-wise as well. I don't think we really need to sign anything, but I will still take a look at what's available in free agency. So let's send to free agency. Hopefully all our RFAs accept pretty easily. Breen is accepted already, which is good. Okay, let's take a look at what is available. See if there's anything that catches our eye, but I don't know if we're going to be making signings in this final offseason. That's an RFA for sure, but I'm not going to qualify him because I'd have to give up a lot of first round picks. Like, I mean, I could do that just for shits and giggles, but let's just look by positionally and sort by overall. Don't really think we need any of these players. There's a lot of good players available, like Pavel Markov, who just won a Conn Smythe with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but I honestly don't see the need of bringing someone like him in, considering we just brought back that guy we traded for. Yeah, I don't think we need to really bring in anything. I mean, we could bring in another defenseman, technically, because our defensive core is not the strongest, but I do like how our defensive core simulates. Schlemko looks pretty decent for a 26-year-old, but he's not got the greatest defensive awareness. Yeah, I think I'm not going to sign anybody in this final offseason. Maybe I'll look for potential prospects, even though it doesn't really matter about them that much. There's a medium elite, 21, 65 overall. That's not too bad, but I don't know if this guy's going to pan out. He was drafted in the 4th round by the Islanders. Doesn't look terrible. That's intriguing, kind of. I don't know if this guy would get playing time with our AHL team, though. And then there's also a lowly that's 19, 58 overall. I mean, we could sign these guys just in case. 70 at 21 isn't bad either. Colton Strombolopoulos. This guy looks pretty good, actually, so we'll sign him up. I think I'll sign up a couple guys for the AHL. Just because that way it strengthens our prospect pool, even if we are never going to see any of these guys play. At least I'm signing something for the future of this team. There is actually other teams interested in them, which is kind of neat. So yeah, we'll just sign those 3 guys, I think, just in case we want to fill out our AHL team, but I think that is it. Yeah, I don't think I really need to sign anything else. Okay, now let's sim to the start of the season and see what our lines look like and all that stuff. And I think that would be pretty much it, because next episode is going to be the entire season simulation, which means if you guys have suggestions for trades, you need to let me know by the start of next episode. So Bennett Connolly accepts, and he's looking like he's going back to the WHL. Sarich is gone with another team. That sucks, because that was a medium elite defenseman going to Colorado. And Colton Strombolopoulos, with his long name, decides to accept, which is good. Good goal scorer for the AHL, maybe. But yeah, I think we're going to basically Yeah, next episode's definitely going to be the full season simulation. So if you guys have players you want me to trade away or players you want me to trade for, you guys got to let me know by next episode, because next episode we're going to sim all 82 games, and then the playoffs will be the next episode after that, and we'll just keep on going until we get eliminated in that episode. So hopefully it's not too quick for us to get eliminated. Oh yeah, we didn't take a look at signings in this. We'll take a look at some of the signings, I guess, too, because we do actually have time, because this episode's only like 20 minutes so far. And we'll also check to make sure we got all our RFAs back, which hopefully we did so far. There's another one in Lapierre and Spiller. Seems like we've had a lot of prospects that haven't panned out really in this franchise mode, but that's okay. Seems to happen a lot with the throwback series. And we'll also take a look at a record book at the end of the season simulation and the playoffs and stuff next in 2 episodes as well, so you guys can see all the records across the league and whatnot. Basically do a recap and whatnot. So let's take a look and see if we got all our RFAs, and then take a look at the signings throughout the league. So let's see, RFA wise, we got everybody back. Nice. And we're at 45 of 50 contracts. Perfect. Let's see the signings, see if any players I made are still out there in free agency, because there's not a lot of guys left anymore. Like, these were mostly all EA generated players at this point now. Let's just take a look at the trades. No trades so far. Just scroll through this and see if there's any players I made. Hopefully there's at least a couple. Matt Cook signs in Minnesota, where he ended his career, I'm pretty sure, so that's actually pretty cool. Ruslan Fedotenko to San Jose, Chimera to Montreal. Anything else interesting? Brad Stewart to Vancouver. It's a solid signing. Ladislav Nagy to LA, like he played in real life, so that's pretty cool as well. I really like when that happens. Like, I know I mention it all the time, but it's really neat. Nicholas Backstrom signs in Florida as in goaltender. What else we got here? Anything else? Or a lot of random EA generated names. Patrick Kang. Is that guy like a knockoff of Patrick Kane? That's actually funny as shit. But he's a left winger, not a right winger. Milan Kraft to Washington. Not a huge name, but still. Rick DiPietro to Phoenix. Anything else? Some of these EA generated names are so weird though. Rick Nash signs with the Anaheim Ducks, which is really weird. Interesting. I think he was with the Islanders though in this for a while, so. Anything else? Or are we just looking at random names? Adam Hall goes back to Nashville. If that's a created guy I made, I think. Yeah. He was a Nashville Predator. So that's cool. Alex Coley goes to Dallas. That's a former player of ours. Pavel Markov, that guy that was with Pittsburgh, goes to Carolina. Alex Tanguay goes to the Rangers. Franz Nielsen signs in Buffalo. Anything else interesting? Hopefully our roster looks pretty good for the start of the season. It should. Saprikin, Volchenkov, and Morozov, so a lot of Russian players, all signed in San Jose. So I guess San Jose is turning out to be Team Russia or something. Manny Malhotra goes to Carolina, which I think he played with at one point. I could be wrong with that. Dennis Seidenberg goes to Buffalo. Devin Dubnyk goes back to Minnesota, where he played in real life, obviously. And I think that is it. Taylor Pyatt to Washington. Olli Jokinen to Europe. And Joni Pikkanen to Europe. So not any huge signings, but still kind of cool to go through those for one final offseason. Now we got to sim more up to the start of the season. Just take a look at what our lineup looks like, and hopefully it looks pretty good. But I'm pretty sure this roster is going to look pretty good. Because, I mean, last year I think we should have honestly beat Pittsburgh. But since Pittsburgh beat us, obviously they went on to win the Stanley Cup, because that usually happens, I find. But hopefully we could go for at least one more cup run, and hopefully we could actually get back to like a cup finals in that final season. Because if we don't, then it's going to suck getting eliminated in the first round and whatnot. So we should be almost there, unless this game is just being really slow because we're on an Xbox One. Like, I'm surprised this Xbox One could outlast my Xbox Series X. Like, hopefully the next Series X I get actually works. Okay, so we're listed as a buyer, which is good. Let's edit up our lines for the start of the season. So who is currently scratched? It shouldn't be Ivanov. Okay, so Ivanov definitely needs to be in the lineup. I feel like Soderstrom might get scratched, to be honest. Let me take Soderstrom out since he's currently a minus on that line and throw in Ivanov. Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing on this front. Who do we want to run as the second line center? Probably Frolov because he was really good last year. Houghton up there. Merritt obviously needs to be up here. Swap him and Kemp. Man, this roster is filthy. Who we could play fourth line center again? Either Ivanov or Pispinen. I'll probably just go with who's better in terms of like defensive play. 3 stars, 3.5 stars. So we'll do Pispinen at center. But yeah, our forward core looks really good, and we're more than likely going to make it back to the playoffs for the final season. In terms of our defensive core, wait, let me just make sure this is good. I might actually move Bork down to the fourth line, actually, or third line, because Kemp's a good playmaker. Yeah, there you go, that works. So we'll do something like that, and then defensively, we'll do something like that, I think. Yeah, that looks good to me. Goalie-wise always looks good, and depth-wise looks good to me. I don't really like scratching Soderstrom, but that's the only thing that makes sense for our team. And we could always call up another guy down there in the minors too, which I think we'll probably end up calling up Easton Hill or Snyder. But yeah, I think our team is definitely going to make it back to the playoffs. It's just a question if we could actually beat whoever we play in the first round. And damn, Enroth is up to an 80 and he's a top 4 defenseman. Damn, okay, I didn't see that coming. I don't know if this guy's going to fit our roster though, so I'm going to keep him in the minors. But we'll call up Easton Hill as our other depth option. And then go back to edit lines. And then we'll go back to the AHL and go best lines down there. Make sure we got all the best prospects we can in our roster. We could throw Conley in since he's a low lead. Harrison should be technically playing as well. And Whitman should be playing. But yeah, I think our team should be good this season. I'm going to take Heward out because he's already 25. Throw in a youngster because we need to get the younger guys into the lineup. We're going to take Cleary out as well. And throw in Conley. Yeah, we'll do that. And I will also take who out of the lineup? We'll also take Brad Moore out of the lineup. And throw in that other dude. That Whitman dude. And there you go. Our forward core is complete for the AHL. Defensively, no good chemistry here at all. It seems like our AHL coach is trash, but there you go. We'll do something like that just to get rid of some of those minuses. Goalies are good, and depth is good. Okay. So that is good to go, and I think that's pretty much it for this final offseason video, guys. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know if there's any trades you would make going into this final season. But I don't really think we need to because our team looks pretty filthy. And yeah, hopefully our final season simulation is a good one, and hopefully we can make it back to the playoffs in farther than the first round like we did last year. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.